Hi, I'm Angela Cronus, and this 30-minute practice is an intermediate yet beginner accessible, slow, feel-good flow. We're going to get started in a comfortable seated position with a controlled breathing exercise. Bring your hands to your lower ribs, thumbs pointing back, fingertips facing forward. Inhale and breathe deep into the belly and to the bottom lower ribs, feeling it expand in all directions, and then exhale, feeling it contract back within each other. I'm going to take 2 more here, finding the depths of the lungs. Last big breath. And sliding the hands up the ribs, so hands are at the middle of the ribs, and doing the same thing here. Inhale as you breathe into the middle of the lungs, feeling the ribs expand in all directions. Exhale as they contract back within each other. 2 more. Last breath, just allowing the mind and the body to come into union here through the breath focus. Breathing into the top third of the lungs, slide the thumbs underneath the armpits and place the fingertips right on top of the chest. Inhale as you feel the chest rise and expand in all directions. Exhale as you let it come back down. 2 more here. Really acknowledging each part of our lungs to make sure we're utilizing them throughout the practice. Good. Then from here, bring your hands down to your knees. We're going to put that 3-part breathing in together. To start, take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Inhale into the bottom third, pause. Inhale into the middle third, pause. Inhale into the top third, pause. Exhale, release all the breath out. 2 more times, so it's 1 long breath. Inhale into the bottom third, pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, pause. Exhale, release all the breath out. Last one. Inhale, bottom third, pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, pause. Linger a little longer here, feeling the fullness of the breath, the joy, the energy, and then exhale, release it all out. Good. Come around to a child's pose as we'll begin some breath and movement together. Big toes to touch, knees out wide, set the hips back on the heels, forehead to the ground. Walk your arms out longer in front of you, stretching long through the spine, and we'll take 3 big breaths here. Maybe rocking your hips side to side, just checking in with how the hips are feeling. Last breath. On your next inhale, rise up into a cow pose, so bring your knees right underneath your hips. Lift the chest and the heart, drop the belly, pull the shoulders back. Take 3 breaths here. Arching through the spine. Clearing through the throat. Pulling the heart forward. Set your hips back on your heels for child's pose. We're going to put those 2 asanas or postures together. Inhale, come up into cow. Exhale, pull back into child's pose. Continue here. Inhale for cow. Exhale, pull back. Good. So here we go. Just warming up the spine, checking in with how the spinal column is feeling, trying to create some freedom in the energy channels there in the spine. We have 3 more here. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding and releasing the lower back in child's pose. Last breath. This time, press and round your upper back towards the ceiling so you're lifted into your cat pose, and stay here for 3 breaths. Chin to your chest, belly's in, tailbones down. Hands are pushing the ground away from you. Last breath. Then from here, walk your hands forward, pull your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and then lower all the way down to your belly, keeping your elbows tucked in by your sides. Keep your hands on the ground, lay your forehead on the ground. Take 3 breaths here. Just lengthening through the whole back body, maybe pointing the toes, stretching them away from you. Keep the elbows hugged in. Good, then we're going to put those 2 positions together. Inhale, rise back up into your assisted push-up position, and then exhale as you round the back into cat. Inhale, pulling the heart forward. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, round the back like a cat. Inhale, pulling forward, squeeze the glutes, keep the navel engaged. Exhale as you lower, and continuing here. Keep the belly drawn in the whole time. Elbows in by the side the whole time, getting into your triceps here. Breath to movement. Inhale lifts you. Exhale for cat. Inhale pulls you forward. Exhale, lower. We have 3 more. Stay strong through the shoulders. Stay strong through the abs. Stay strong through the glutes. And then from your cat pose, tuck your toes underneath. Lift your hips up and back for down dog. Pedal out your feet here for a moment. Again, checking in with the hips. Press the ground away from you. Take 3 breaths here. Keep the belly drawn in. Keep lifting the sits bones high. Then from here, come high onto your toes, bend deep into your knees, so you're in a crouching down dog here. Inhale here. Exhale, shoot forward into plank. Keep the belly drawn in. We're gonna pause here, take 3 breaths. Again, press the ground away from you, pull the heart forward, lengthening through the side ribs. Tailbone down, spine is long. Last breath. Inhale, lift the hips high, and then exhale, set back into your down dog. We're gonna put those 2 moves together for a little more dynamic warm-up. So coming down into your crouching down dog, inhale. Exhale, shoot forward to plank. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, back into your crouching down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, plank. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crouch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue here with your breath, finding the strength in the quads, finding the strength in the core, finding the warmth of the shoulders. We just have 3 more. Stay committed. Last one. From here, drop your knees to the ground and sit back into a child's pose. If your wrists are bothering you, you can make fists with your wrists and or with your hands and just roll the wrists around. Otherwise, just stretch the spine out long, hands pulling long in front of you. Take 1 more breath. And then from here, we're going to flow through that sequence, just 1 breath per movement, to move into our second sequence. So inhale as you rise up into your cow pose. Exhale into your cat pose. Inhale, pull the heart forward, and then exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, push yourself back up. Exhale, come back into down dog. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale for plank. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, set the heels back down. Take a breath in here. The bottom of your next exhale, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, take a half lift, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold over, getting into the hamstrings, and then gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. The head will be the last to rise. And then we'll pause here for a moment before we get into our next sequence and take that 3-part yogic breath. So to start, inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale into the bottom third, pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, pause. Exhale, release all the breath out. Good. Let's continue. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Inhale as you reach your arms up overhead. Left hand grabs right wrist. Pull up and over to the left, bending into your right knee, but keep both the feet active as you rest your head on your left bicep, taking 3 deep breaths here. Getting into your right side body, stretching the intercostals, the muscles in between your ribs. Last breath. Inhale, come back up through center and switch sides. Right hand, left wrist, pull up and over to the right, bend left knee, press into both feet, rest the head on the right bicep. 3 breaths. Last breath. Nice long, slow breaths. Inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Exhale as you bend into both knees. Cactus the arms, lifting the chin and the chest. Keeping the tailbone drawing down, belly in. 3 breaths. Maybe looking up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades pinching back behind you like they're holding a pencil in between them. Last breath. Inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Exhale, fold forward into your Uttanasana. Taking as much bend in the knees as you need. Release the wrinkles from the back of the neck. Hold here for 3 breaths. Strong, active feet, keeping the belly drawn in. Last breath. Plant your hands to the ground or to the shins. Inhale as you straighten the spine, taking a half lift. Pull the heart forward, shoulders back, gaze is straight down to the floor, belly is in. 3 breaths here. Bottom of that exhale, fold forward again. And then in whatever way feels best for you, you're going to come down to your bum to sit on the ground. We're going to get a little core here for in Navasana, so boat pose if you know it, go straight into it. Otherwise, we'll have some variation options. Feet on the ground, lifting straight spine, pull the heart forward. This is a great option. Lift the shins, this is a great option. This is a great option, or going for full posture. Let's hold for 3. Proud chest. Last one. Keep this shape. Roll onto your right hip, reach to the left. You can always place your hands on the ground back behind you, getting into the left oblique. Let's go for 3. Strong breath will pull you through. Coming back through center, roll to the left hip, reach to the right, or hands down behind you. Stay strong for 3. We can do it. Last one. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, lower into your Ardha Navasana, your low boat. Holding here for 3. Stay strong. Last breath. Lower the heels to the ground, lower the head, reach the arms up overhead, taking a full frontal body stretch. Point the toes, stay here for 3 breaths. Little rest, little stretch for the whole front body after that little bit of work. Good job, you guys. Good. Inhale here, pulling in opposite directions. And then on your exhale, use the strength of your core to roll up. And then exhale as you fold forward into a Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Keep the spine long, heart pulling forward, shoulders pulling back. 3 breaths here. You can have as much bend in your knees as you need to protect the hamstrings. Good. And then from here, rise back up. And then bring your right foot with you. You're gonna take a spinal twist, keeping the left foot flexed. Twist over to your right. Left hand grabs your right knee, and that right knee pushes away from you as the left hand is trying to pull it toward the left armpit. Roll the right shoulder back, spreading wide through the chest and collarbones, sitting up nice and tall. 3 breaths here. Come back through center, straighten the right leg, fold forward, just releasing that twist for the spine. And then inhale, rise back up, bring the left leg with you, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. Knee and hand have tension, right foot is flexed, left shoulder is pulled back, spine is straight. 3 breaths. Inhale, unwind yourself and take a forward fold, stretching out the spine. And then rising back up, bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide for Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Pulling the heart forward, shoulders back, leaning forward as much as your thighs and your inner groin will allow, and holding here for 3 breaths. Keep your belly engaged, lifted in and up. Rise back up, close the knees like a book and roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest for a moment, rocking side to side, massaging the lower spine. And then place the sole of the left foot on the ground and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Keep the right foot flexed and then hug the left knee into your chest as you keep pressing the right knee away from you. You should feel a nice outer hip stretch on the right side. 3 breaths here. Place the sole of the left foot down to the ground. Open up your arms out wide like wings. Drop the knees over to the left and look over to your right. You can press the right knee away from you and feeling the stretch move into the IT band on the outside of the right thigh. 3 breaths. A little lower spine twist here as well. Bring the knees back up through center. Look to the left as you drop the knees over to the right, getting into the left hip joint a little bit deeper here. 3 breaths. That right foot is putting additional pressure on the left outer thigh to help get a deeper stretch onto the left hip joint. Coming back through center. Uncross the legs and we'll just go ahead and switch sides. Left leg crosses over, press the knee away, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Keep drawing the tailbone down and away from you and keep the left foot flexed for 3 breaths. Place the sole of the right foot down to the ground. Open the arms out wide like wings. Drop the knees over to the right. Press the left knee away from you, getting into the IT band down the outside of the left thigh for 3 breaths. Bring the knees back through center, look right, drop the knees to the left. 3 breaths, getting into the right hip joint. Lift the knees back up through center. Uncross the legs, step the feet to the outsides of the mat. Let the knees fall over to the left like a windshield wiper, and then over to the right. 2 more just like that. Just checking in with how the femur is rotating around in the hip joint. And then bring the knees back through center, and this time drop one knee in towards the midline, keeping the other one straight, and then switch. So just reversing that direction of the femur in the hip joint. Last round. And then from here, hug your knees into your chest. You're gonna rock up to a seat, and then plant your feet, rock up and over into a forward fold, or meeting us however you'd like to get there. And then rolling up, coming back to stand. We're going to repeat that sequence one more time, just with 1 full breath per posture. So make sure that you're elongating your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Left hand grabs right wrist. Bend right knee, lean left. Full breath. Inhale through center, right hand grabs left wrist, pull up and over, lean right, bend left knee, full breath. Inhale through center, bend both knees, cactus the arms, look to the ceiling, belly in, full breath. Inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Full breath. Inhale, take your half lift, spine long, full breath. Fold forward, and then drop the bum to the ground. Coming into Navasana boat pose. Find your variation. Sit tall, full breath. Roll to the right hip, reach left, full breath. Roll to the center, lean on the left hip, reach right, full breath. Roll to the center, find Ardha Navasana, full breath. Lower the head, shoulders, feet all the way down to the ground, reach up overhead, full breath. On the bottom of your exhale, use your core to roll you up and over into a Paschimottanasana. Take a full breath. Rising back up, bringing the right leg with you, moving into that spinal twist. Keep the left foot flexed, right shoulder back, full breath. Unwinding and folding forward, just to transition. Rise back up, left leg bent, twist left, full breath, right foot flexed. Inhale, coming back through center, unwind, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, bring both soles of your feet together. Lifting through the heart, leaning forward, full breath. Closing your knees like a book, rolling onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Dropping the sole of the left foot, taking that reclined figure 4, hug left thigh in, full breath. Drop the left foot, let the knees fall to the left, look right, full breath. Knees through center, look left, knees to the right, full breath. Inhale, coming through center, uncross the legs and switch sides. The left ankle crosses over, hug right knee in, keep left foot flexed, full breath. Drop right foot, look left, drop knees to the right, full breath. Knees through center, look right, knees to the left, full breath. Knees through center, uncross the legs, stepping the feet to the outsides of the mat, 3 windshield wipers left and right. Knees come back through center 3 times, dropping the knee in towards the midline. Feeling the openness and maybe the fluidity of the hips. Now nearing the end of class. And then step your feet so they're right at hip distance. We're going to take a gentle back bend before we get into our Shavasana. So press into your heels. Lift your toes off the ground and then lift your hips as much as feels safe for your spine. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you and maybe you interlace your hands and press your fist into the ground. Keep pressing the back of your head into the ground so you can lift your chin to not collapse into your throat. Hold here for 3 breaths. And as you're pressing into your heels, try to release your glute muscles. Find the stability through the spine. If your back is not feeling safe, please come down. Otherwise, hold for 1 last breath. Good. Releasing the hands, dropping the hips back down, taking a moment here, feeling that reverse direction of blood flow. And then hug your knees into your chest. Lift your chin to your shin, wrap your forearms around your lower legs, giving yourself a nice tight hug. And then extend your arms and your legs out wide. Back of the head rests easy. We'll take 1 round of that 3-part yogic breath to help us relax into our final resting pose. To start, take an inhale. Full exhale. Inhale into the bottom third. Pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, pause. Linger. Stay here, feeling full of joy, full of breath, full of gratitude. Hold as long as you can. And then when you need your exhale, release out of the mouth. And let that exhale fully surrender any last tension through the body. Any last control over the mind or the breath, and allow yourself to just float free here on your mat, integrating these practices on a deep cellular level. I encourage you to stay here in Shavasana as long as feels good for you. In the interest of this 30-minute class, on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Take that big morning stretch. If you're closing, bend the knees, roll either to your right or your left side, pausing for a moment in the fetal position, and then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Eyes can still be closed down or having a soft gaze out into eternity. Just taking a moment here to notice any shifts in the mind, body, mood, or energy, ending in the same place in which we started. I hope you feel good, and I look forward to flowing with you again soon. Namaste.